Oh, good evening. I didn't see you there. Thanks for tuning into Andrew Chester's magnificent pandemic tales of today. Our story begins in Brooklyn, New York, where Chuck Malone, a Chicagoland native, prepares to safely drive across America to be with his family. But first, Chuck, being a studious student, had no choice but to drink the remainder of the beer in his apartment while focusing on the night's Zoom lecture.
Just go. All right, let's break for 5 minutes. Everyone relaxes.
The next day, Chuck woke up early, feeling refreshed and ready to take on the world.
It's 6:30. The keys are in the trunk of the car. The trunk is closed. The doors are locked. That's where we're at right now.
AAA arrived around 10:30 a.m. Chuck waited patiently while the locksmith worked his magic. Chuck knew things were back on track.
I've got ready to go. Two bottles of water, 2 bags of pretzels, a little oatmeal, I don't know why, and peanut butter, a ginger chew, gotta have a coffee, face mask, 2 socks. Why 2 socks? I don't have gloves, and I'm gonna have to pump gas eventually. Goodbye, Brooklyn.
Leaving Brooklyn was a strange experience. He felt relieved, yet guilty. It was like he was giving up, overreacting, making the problem worse. Right or wrong, he was going back into quarantine in Chicagoland. Right now, though, he had a lot of states to get through. He was soon in the Garden State. No one quite knows why the land of liberty and prosperity loves roads that goes in circles, or jug handles, as the kids call them, but they do. He quickly conquered New Jersey and began looking forward to his favorite state to drive through, home of the first computer, America's pianoforte, and the first state to put a URL on a license plate, Pennsylvania. It's 46,000 square miles of majestic mountains to the east and rolling hills to the west.
Pennsylvania's a motherfucker.
He spotted iconic landmarks along the way. Unfortunately, Chuck missed Puxatawny.
Pennsylvania polka.
Let's all enjoy racing through the rest of this magical state.
Guys, I'm in Ohio. Woo! See you later, Pennsylvania.
Encouraged and energized to finish the trip, Chuck was forced to pull off the road to fill up his gas tank. This was the moment he'd been worrying about. He was nervous about touching any surfaces and didn't want to get sick, or worse, get somebody else sick. With his sock on his hand, he carefully touched only what was necessary. Chuck waited patiently for the gas tank to fill. While his pants fell down, he put the gas nozzle back and quickly returned to the driver's seat to wash his hands with shampoo and jug water. Back on the road, as dusk approached, the rain fell, slowly at first, then much harder. The weather changes quickly in the flatlands.
Miles, miles, miles of farmland.
Night slowly embraced the remainder of the voyage. Safely in Indiana,
At some point, I crossed into Indiana and I must have missed the sign. I'm kind of slowly losing my mind.
he finally made it to Illinois.
Beautiful strangers, all things go, all things go.
He reached his exit in Tinley Park.
Half a mile, take exit 148B for Illinois 43, North Harlem Avenue.
So, I'm here. I made it to Illinois. What a trip. What a trip.
Chuck woke up the next morning, still tired from the long day of traveling. He unpacked the car, washed his clothes, and contemplated his journey. He again questioned his decision to come home. He'll have 2 weeks to think about that before he'll see his family. So what's the lesson to be learned from this pandemic tale of today? Perhaps it's don't finish all the beer in your house before driving 14 hours. Maybe a dash cam is a worthwhile investment. Maybe keys don't belong in trunks. Or maybe Pennsylvania's just one big ass state. No. I think the lesson is no one knows what the future holds. No one knows the right decisions. And we're all doing the best we can to be with the ones we love safely while we get through this crazy ass time together. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week on Andrew Chester's magnificent pandemic tales of today.